Hi, everybody. How are you? I'm glad to see you today. I was thinking about you yesterday because I went for my walk, and I went for a walk around the school. Oh, it was so nice. I just was missing school, so I went over there. I parked my car in the parking lot, and then I walked down the hill, and I decided, oh, I'm going to go see what the creek looks like. So I did. I walked down and looked at the creek, and I walked around the track a few times, and there were so many things to see. I kept thinking, wow, I wish the kids could be here with me. So many things to see. You know how much I love to talk about nature, right? Well, so much nature is happening right now because what is the season we're in? Do you remember the name of it? It's not winter anymore. It's called spring. And before too long, it's going to be summer. And in spring, and especially in April and May, so many things happen outside to make our earth look more beautiful. The grass is turning green. I'll bet some of your grown-ups at your home have been mowing your yards already. And the bugs are coming out. We're getting to hear and see bugs a lot. The birds are singing. They're building nests. Oh my goodness, so much stuff is happening. So I thought I was thinking about this book that we have, and I found it. It's called The Log Hotel, and I'd like to read it to you. Have you ever been to a hotel before? A hotel is a place where you go if you're staying you've gone traveling and you're visiting somebody, or you're going to Disney World or someplace like that and you need a place to stay. You go to a hotel. And in the hotel they have lots and lots of rooms in these hotels, and you get a room and it has a bed in there for you, and you get to be nice and cozy just the way you like it. And then hotels have restaurants, so there's food in there. Lots of cool things in a hotel. Well, this is called a log hotel. And I'm thinking probably all of you have stayed in a hotel at some point, but I bet you did not stay in a log hotel. I'll bet you didn't. But we're going to find out who does stay in a log hotel. Let's get ready to read this story. The Log Hotel by Anne Schreiber. And remember what she's called? What is the person called who writes the story? She's called the author, right? Very good. And what about the person who makes the pictures for the story? This has another person that makes pictures. Her name is Debbie Pinkney, and she's called the illustrator. Let's try that. Illustrator. How many syllables does that word have? Illustrator. 4 syllables. The illustrator. Try and remember that word, will you? It's a good word to remember. Illustrator is Debbie Pinkney. The Log Hotel by Annie Schreiber. I like this picture right here. That's an acorn, and that's an oak leaf. And if you plant those acorns, there's a seed inside there. If you plant an acorn and wait a long time, you'll get an oak tree. Look at that oak tree. It is a beautiful one. This oak tree has been living in the forest for 100 years. Oh my goodness. That is a long time. An oak tree, this one right here, has been living in the forest for 100 years. Oh, he was so beautiful, wasn't he? And then there was a huge storm, and the wind blew so hard that the oak tree fell down. One day a strong wind knocked the tree down. The tree fell down to the ground. And now, can't call him a tree anymore. He's a fallen tree, all right. He's a big log now, just laying on the ground. I bet I know what he's going to turn into. Let's find out. Who already likes the tree laying down on the ground? Who is that up there? See the squirrel? Yep. Soon, ants and beetles move in and eat the log. So this is the part where it fell down. This is where it used to be standing up on top of the ground, and now it has fallen down, and the ants and beetles had come. They drill small tunnels in the logs. Did you know ants and beetles had drills? they don't really go to the hardware store and get a drill, do they? They have a built-in drill. They can make holes. Ants and beetles can make holes in a big old log. We can't, not unless we have tools, but they can, and they're little tiny ants, isn't that, or little tiny bugs, isn't that cool? The tunnels start to make the log soft, and the log starts to decay. That means it just starts to get softer and darker and gets holes in it, and it starts to fall apart a little bit, but it takes a long time too. Oh, look who's come to visit the log now. Who is that? A woodpecker. This woodpecker is listening for bugs from inside the log. As soon as it hears a bug, it drills right through the bark of the log. He's going to catch those bugs and have them for dinner. Tap, tap, tap. Only have you ever really heard a woodpecker? I know you have, because we hear them at school a lot. They tap so fast, don't they? And we know that's when they're looking for food, looking for bugs. Soon, other living things called fungi, this stuff right here is called fungi, start to grow on the log. Inside the log, outside the log, there's fungi. Some of the fungi is like a mushroom. And this fox comes to visit. The bees have come out, they're visiting. The flowers, there are even some flowers growing right where the log is. It's starting to look really pretty, isn't it? Snails and slugs move into the log. Oh my goodness, look at them. Can you see them if I put them up really closely? Snails and slugs. And even a skunk has come to visit the log. They're looking for beetles and ants to eat. The tunnels in that log, they're getting bigger and bigger. And the log is getting softer and softer. It's not soft like a pillow, but it's soft. It's getting softer. It's starting to decay. Let's see here. There we go. Oh my goodness. One day, a snake is out for a crawl, and he comes to the log, and he slithers right through. He just wants to see what's going on. Pretty pretty. I've never seen a snake slithering through a log. I saw so many log hotels when I was walking by the school yesterday, but I didn't see any snakes in them. That would have been kind of a cool thing to see. This one has a grasshopper on it and a grasshopper here, but this big long snake is making his way through. Soft moss grows on the log. I love to see that when that happens. This beautiful moss starts to grow, and ferns, they're kind of like weeds, but they're not. They're called ferns, and they're beautiful. They start to grow on the log and around the log. They're so beautiful. Lizards. I see a lizard right here has come to visit. And right here, who's that guy right there? Even a spider is going to make his home on that log. Well, now we see why they call it a log hotel, don't we? A log hotel where animals can come to live, and they can sleep there and they can eat there, right? Yeah. This log is like a plant and animal hotel. I like to call it a nature log. As time goes by, more and more plants and more animals move in. Oh boy, I see a tortoise or a turtle. I see a beetle. I see a butterfly. I see a ladybug. I even see an owl. I love that. It's a hotel for ants and bugs and animals, isn't it? Wow. I like this little slug that's right up here on top. He's pretty cool. The log gets softer. Oh dear, it's getting really soft and kind of getting mushy now, isn't it? Can't really tell it's a log anymore. Kind of got all flat because all those bugs inside were eating their way through the wood. Now the shape of the log is hard to see. It's not like a big circle anymore. It's just kind of flat, and the wood's all kind of scrunched down. And guess what is left? the worms are eating the rest of the log. Earthworms, we're going to talk about those the next time. Earthworms are eating the rest of the log. So there they are. I see a couple of them anyway. Let me get it closer. Can you see them? A couple of earthworms. And when they eat the earth, it just makes the earth so much better, so much nicer. Earthworms eat what is left of the log. The earthworms turn what they eat into soil. So they eat it, and turn it into soil. Now we have a cardinal here, and a bluebird, and oh my goodness, guys, look at all the worms now. There are whole bunches of them down here. Butterflies, flowers. This right here looks to have been an acorn, but it came open and something fell out right down there in the dirt. Do you see what went under the ground? That's the inside of the acorn, the seed. I wonder what's going to grow there. I bet you guys already know. Let's find out. The earthworms turn what they eat into soil. The soil is a perfect place to grow a seed. And as the seed starts to grow, it will turn into a tree. One day the tree will fall down again, and pretty soon that tree will be a log hotel. But that really isn't pretty soon. That takes a long, long time, doesn't it? Look what's happened. The log hotel is gone. The seed got planted, got buried down in the dirt, and it started to grow a little tree. And it will take the tree a long, long, long time to grow all the way up and become a big tree. And then if he falls down, we have another hotel, don't we? I really, really like that story. I made a checklist for you. Do you all have your clipboard still? I made a checklist for you, and I sent it to your grown-up on the computer so that you can go out for a walk sometime. Now, this is going to have to be something that you ask your grown-up, your mom, your dad, your babysitter, your grandma, your grandpa, whoever you're with. Have to ask your grown-up if you could go for a walk and look for a log hotel, or I call it a nature hotel. I think you're going to find them, because I was amazed when I got to school at how many logs there were laying on the ground. You have to look for one that's been there for a while. So maybe if you could find kind of a woodsy place, that would be a good place to look for a log. Anyway, find one that's been there for a while, and then just look around. If you have a magnifying glass, take it with you. Look at all those things. I made a list for you. You can take your clipboard and take the list of all the things that you might look for. I thought you could look for worms. You could look for acorns. You could look for fungi. You could look for ferns. Remember those green, pretty flowers? You could look for a turtle. You could look for a frog, lizard, spider, butterfly. What else? All kinds of things. I can't wait to see what you come up with. So I would like you to ask whoever you're with, could we go for a walk in a kind of in a woodsy kind of place so that we could look for a log hotel? I bet you'll get to go on a walk like that sometime, and then you can look for the animals. Now try not to disturb it, because it's nature, and that nature is there for to take care of those little bugs and little animals and the worms. So try not to disturb it, but it's so much fun to just look at it and watch it. Remember when we made our ant restaurants? Remember how much fun we had just examining those ants, watching them? We didn't touch them, did we? We just watched them. They took their food from one place to the other, and they ate certain kinds of food, and they didn't eat the other kinds. So that's just called watching and not disturbing. So if you could watch and observe those insects, and then you can tell me about it when I see you the next time. That would be such a fun thing to do. I hope you all get a chance to do that, guys, and I hope you have a really good day. We finally got some sun. What's the other part? Sun, shine, sunshine. We finally got some today, didn't we? This morning when I woke up and it was raining, I said, oh no, it's raining again. But now I looked out my window. Can you see out there? I don't think you can. But the sun is shining out that window, and I bet it's shining out your window too. It sure has been fun talking to you guys. Let's sing a song before we go, okay? I'm looking at you, and what do I see? A happy face smiling back at me. And when I smile, you do too. Happy to see me, happy to see you, doing what we like to do. Happy to see you, happy to see me. Ready? I like you. I do, boys and girls. I'll see you next time. Bye.